Shalom, shalom. Purity, unity, covenantal signature. Listen, this, I know I always say it. This is an unexpected video. The thing is, I'm not in my house, so you're going to hear crazy motorcycles, crazy kids, and adults scream. "Ah, ah, ah, ah." I'm not in my house. And I won't be back to my house probably for another week and a half or whatever more. So I don't want to wait for this video. So I want to do it because when I was surfing the internet while studying, in between, I saw something and I was like, yo, this is crazy. Not that I was surprised because we're dealing with a devil. Rasta Hill, wow. Listen, we ain't stopping for nobody. I already started. The devil is the devil now. Listen, I'm not in my house. How you doing, Denny Frey? I'm glad you're on board because I ain't waiting 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes for people because this was unexpected. I want to get it out. I'm not in my house. I'm in a Dominican neighborhood where the kids are going to be screaming at the top of their lungs for nothing. The adults are going to be doing the same thing as the kids. There's going to be loud motorcycles and them going crazy all the way up to about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And so I said, let me just do this video now. So this is going to be us. Anybody else come in, they can just come in and watch it when I upload it. Listen, this was a crazy, it's not crazy. I'm not surprised because we're dealing with the devil. In Ezekiel 7, he said, the Most High said, I'm going to send the worst of the heathens to possess your house. Possess means control. It means control. Yeah, okay, they sent notification, but like I said, I'm not waiting for the group to come in. They can watch it from the beginning when I upload it because I'm not waiting because I'm dealing with an environment here that's unstable. Not right in this house, but the neighbors, the people on the streets, the motorcycles, they make so much noise here is ridiculous. But it's okay. That's why I'm doing it right now. I'm not going to wait. I was going to try to save this all the way until I go back to my house, but I'm not going to go back to my house for a while. So I said, let me just do it now. Anyway, because you Israelite, your foreparents sinned, the Most High said, in day 9, I'm going to do to this people what has not been done. The worst type of punishment is he's putting our enemies over us to rule us in every aspect of life. And listen, I don't need to say anymore. Let's watch it. I wish I was at home. I would have my other computer and I could have showed you big. You can watch it on my little screen. Just listen. This is why I tell you guys, every knee bow, good, you're in the room. Starting. I'm not waiting longer because I already explained it. Just watch the video. When I upload it, you can hear what I said in the beginning. You're dealing with a devil. And we're in 2020. A lot of you guys, not you guys right here, don't really still realize you're dealing with a devil. You got these crazy things in your mind. Oh no, well, my neighbor's good, and this one's good. Listen, if they took off the elite, the middle class would move into their spot. They took off the middle class, the trailer park trash would be right in there, being just as equally devilish or more. They're never going to give you reparations because their whole system is based on white privilege and racism. So you think they want to destroy their system? So they're never going to give you a sorry, money, anything, because you're dealing with a devil. And a lot of you guys still don't know that you're dealing with a devil. Guys that wear their suits, you think that they're a demon, just like the elite drinking adrenochrome and the trailer park Karen. They're all demonic. Yeah, you got 1%, 2%, 5% of that whole genre of people. Their actions show it. I can say it. I can reveal it in the scriptures. But you know what? Some Negroes, and I'm talking about Hebrew Israelite Negroes, just regular Christian Negroes, regular Negroes on the street, they even know it. But since they want to just be patted on the head so much, give me a hug. Please stop killing me. Please stop calling me nigger. Please stop giving me hot police books. Please have a little compassion. You have a lot of compassion for animals. That's what they want from them. It's a weak mentality. Why would you love the people that hate you? It's weak. King David didn't do it. None of our strong foreparents didn't do it. I don't do it here on this thing. That's why I'm giving you this video. I don't care what they think. I don't care if somebody from my past, news, racist. Think what you want. Use a demons. Every nigga should be rich because you did crazy shit. You know, you tripping Walmart, you got to sue and you got to get money and apologies and corrections. New laws done. You're not going to do nothing because you're a devil. And that middle class and low class, they're down with the program. You guys are weak. Here he on the island too in New York. I don't follow none of you weak Negroes. I don't care if you say, oh, yeah, I know you want to get at me, but you won't get at them. You're a demon just like them. All right, let me show you this video. This video is going to explain it enough. It's sickening, but I'm not surprised because I know. All right, let me make this screen bigger. I'm going to put it where you can hear it. Tell me if you can hear it. Maybe I have to turn the fan down. I got to hold this. But it's going to be well worth you Negroes, you Hebrews, watching this thing. Even the people that are not awoken by the Most High Scriptures, they even know it. And a lot of you weak Negroes, that's so bad, you freaking weak. We don't need none of you niggas. Watch this. All basically 1%, 5%, too small to count to atoms. You have a bag of snakes, 100 snakes in a bag, 90% of them are poisonous. So you're going to stick your hand in the bag and try to find the 10 that won't kill you. You niggas is stupid as hell.
It's about psychopaths, right? Psychopaths don't have remorse. They don't have the ability to feel. They don't have empathy, apathy, whatever you want to call it. They don't do that. They look at you and say it's your fault or you made me do it, and they carry out the same behavior over and over. They have the ability to cry and act vulnerable, the white tears. But it's all an act because they move calculated. You know what I mean? They will never own up to things that they have done wrong because they are incapable of doing so.
Fair use.
I mean, if you read about psychopaths, that's what they are. Let's look at history. King Leopold II left his home, left his house to go to Congo to kill 15 million Africans and then cut off their arms because they didn't work fast enough in the sugar cane field. And he was able to sleep at night. One, you didn't feel guilty. Two, you didn't feel guilty. 10 million, you didn't feel somehow. 15 million, you kept going. So it's just a different nature, All the four races have ruled, right? The Caucasian race is the most dangerous, inhumane species that are ruling.
Fair use.
And that is why God is going to destroy the world. Because if they are not stopped, I don't know how this world is going to turn. I don't know, I don't even want to know what this world's going to look like in the next 35 years if they're still ruling. Four races have ruled. They're the last ruling race. And I've come to the conclusion that God is going to destroy the world because of the Caucasian race that's ruling.
That's not totally true, but just listen. Take a big...
1/3 of this planet is Caucasians. The majority is people of color. How is it that, 12% of humanity is white folks? 12. Fuck it, we'll just say 10, just to estimate it. 10% of humanity is white folks. How did 1% of the 10%, and that's just me being nice, 1% of that 10% managed to dominate humanity? Because you know, the 1% is the elites, the global elites. And then you have like the rest of the 9-10%, you know. It's really 12%, but 1% of 12% dominated humanity. And then the rest of the 10% are like, you know, the Caucasian citizens of America or the earth, wherever they see, they're like, ew, you're black, you know, that kind of thing. But how did these people, which are lesser in numbers, dominate this planet through death and destruction? How the fuck did the lesser dominate humanity? That's got to be some sort of a demonic nature that is completely inhumane, that comes from the devil. That's the only way. That's the only way. Because some of these things that they do, you ask yourself, how did you come up? How did you sleep at night? I mean, I'm not saying all white people are bad, but I feel like they're just different. You know, they're just different. You know, they just have a different perspective, belief. They're more. It's like there's not too much values. The projections of how, you know, the white nations, the way, you know, white nations is the Western culture, and the Western culture is just something that destroys humanity and the way they think, the way they look at perspectives. Now, if you look on the map, right? When you look on the map, you notice we are like below the equator. You know, South America is, you know, where they took our people, enslaved them, dumped them over there. You have Africa, you know, like these are all the color nations. We don't like project toxicity in the world. You understand what I mean? Like if you look at the map, if you look at all the colored nations, when I say colored people, I mean colored nations, I mean like the nations that are the melanated nations. We don't project toxicity into the world. We don't create any systems. We don't like we're just like the sitting ducks in the pond, just watching them being controlled by Western ways, and the Western ways is the white ways. I came to understand why God said, "Don't take into the Gentile ways." It was them.
Prueba pedidos ya. Hey, listen. Más rápido es listen. They're gonna continue.
How many people know when America criminalized lynching as a federal hate crime? For context, there have been over 5,000 documented lynchings, more than 80% black people, some Asians, some Jewish people, and yes, some white people as well. And to be clear, while black, Asian, and Jewish people were lynched because of their ethnicity, white people were lynched because they stood as allies to black, Asian, and Jewish people. So when did lynching become a federal hate crime? If you guessed 1776, where our founders said all men are created equal, you'd be wrong. If you guessed 1865 and the Reconstruction Amendments, you would still be wrong. But if you guessed 1964, when the Civil Rights Act was passed, you would still be wrong. The dark secret is that despite 200 attempts, Congress has failed to pass an anti-lynching bill. It's been blocked by racists, white supremacists, and the Jim Crow filibuster. As recently as 2020, Rand Paul blocked the Anti-Lynching Act. Now it is back up for a vote, and here's what you need to do. Call Rand Paul's office, call your senator, and let them know to vote yes on criminalizing this horrific hate crime. And tag someone to also make a call and help make sure lynching becomes a crime in America.
I was in absolute shock when I found out just a few weeks ago that lynching has not been made or documented as a crime. I was like, what? I mean, I knew what lynching was, but you know, when you think of it, it's murder. You would think murder has been documented and made into a crime, right? But I was shocked when I finding out just 2 days ago that lynching is not something that is of the past, that people are still doing it till this day, that people are still hanging and mutilating black people, hanging them on trees till this day. It's 2022. And they're doing this in public, and somehow they are ruling it as sue to the side.
Oh, you didn't know? Yeah. No more. Yes, they still get lynched. Many stories, many stories. They get lynched in there. There's college students. There's been college students who's been lynched. They're just, randomly being tied to trees. And yes, it still happens. Yes. You didn't know that? Oh, yeah. That's why black people is like, hello, when are you going to make this a federal hate crime? Like, we're still out here being lynched. Let me tell you, even during Black Lives Matter, right? There were like few people who ended up getting lynched. You know what they called it? A fucking. Yes, you heard me correctly. Literally, they're like, oh, victim committed. I fucking kid you not. Yeah, that's America.
Who hangs themselves in public? Who commits suicide in public? It makes absolutely no sense. I was speechless. My heart was racing in ways your heart is not supposed to race. I'm like, the hell? And I got into the conversation with the sister you heard earlier, and we were talking about it. So, it's from our conversation that I got those voice messages and I incorporated it into this video. I still cannot believe my ears. I still cannot believe. I thought it was something they used to do. Just thinking about the fact that it's something that they were doing in the past was terrible enough. But then you hear that they are still doing it now. And they are covering it up and calling it sue to the side, blaming victims, saying they killed themselves when someone else did this to them, and nobody's investigating. They are not investigating. They just see somebody dangling from a tree and then they say the person hung themselves. So we have literal murderers walking free. Free.
You become numb to it. These are like the psychological traumas that happen to black people in America. There's so much trauma in America. When a girl she goes through rehabilitation. Black people have not gone through that. It's consistent trauma upon trauma for 400 years. Yeah, girl. Yeah.
And the fact that a crime is being deliberated to see if they are going to pass it as a crime says a lot. See, America is a very scary place. If you ask me to talk about the top 5 most scariest places in the world or scariest things, America is right up on that list. Top 5. The fact that murder is being considered, they are deliberating if they are going to consider the killing of a human being as a crime, says a lot. The fact that people are sitting in that deliberation, they're passing bill, and some people are saying no. I would look at you funny. I swear to God, I would look at you funny if you are going to say no to a crime being listed as a crime. I would look at you funny if we are getting to the place where we can't pass crime as a crime easily. I'm so freaking scared. I have emotions that I cannot even put to words at the moment. Because I went from just a couple of weeks ago finding out that it's not been documented yet to finding out that it's still being carried on and it's not something that was, it's not something of the past. It's still happening. Then I went from that to knowing that they've been deliberating and people say no. People are saying no. And I can't even sleep at night knowing that these things are happening. And the people that are doing this are sleeping just fine. And me just knowing that it's still happening. I can't sleep at night. I remember the first time I found out what lynching was. It was terrible for me to handle. And now I'm finding out that it's still happening and people do not want to make a crime a crime. And literal murderers are roaming free because they let them roam free. They don't want to make murder a crime. What do they mean by that? What do they mean? I'm getting no. I'm going to be doing this in the future. I want us to keep doing it. That's what I'm getting. So let's not make it a crime. That is scary. See, we cannot get to these people. We cannot even understand them. They are different. They make excuses for themselves, like she said, psychopath. And I agree. Because the things that they do, it's you cannot understand it.
This isn't stuff that happened in the past. This is stuff that still happens till today. Till this day, it still happens. Like, it's not even a secret. It happens because they don't fucking care. There's parts in the South, in Texas, where black people are advised not to drive by. There are places that, look, fill up your gas tank, because when you're driving, you cannot stop and get gas. There's places in Texas where you shouldn't drive, but you have to be careful. You need to put gas in your tank, because if you stop, you're going to get fucking lynched.
Okay. Listen, I wanted to share that with you. What
Story
I
recap here.
what I
Today,
did,
we're going to
hold
explain
on.
a drama, horror, and mystery film called The Beach House. Spoilers ahead.
So what happened? I sent them a text. I sent them a text, and she said, like, I can't understand it. And I explained it to her. I said, listen, the Negroes are the only ones who suffer the curse of Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26. No other people group do. Since we violated, our foreparents violated the law, the Most High said, I'm going to do something that has never been done in the earth. I'm going to put the worst of your enemies to possess your house, which is who you see, what you've been seeing your whole life, and your father and mother's life, and their mothers and father life, and so on. A devil ruling the earth. That's what you see. A lot of you crazy Negroes. No, not all. Get out of here, you crazy. They just mentioned on the video, Congress, they're supposed to be, we're law abiding, pay your taxes, and don't do crime, and they are the worst demon criminals on the face of the earth. Where do all those middle class? I don't give them breaks like you. All the low trailer park ones and middle class, and they're not the elite. No, it's all of them, nigga. And only that small little tiny percent is not worth mentioning. Is the percentage is too small of the ones that are not a psychopath. You deal with Karen and Bob or whatever on the streets, and Karen Bob police officer, Karen Bob the political person, Karen Bob the road rage person, and on and on and on. You guys are weak. So when I heard that about lynching, I thought myself that they at least passed that. It's 2022. They didn't pass it. So you got your Ron Paul on there saying, yeah, and Fauci did this and you did that. Yo, nigga, you said no, let's don't make lynching a crime. We're in 2022, people. And you vote, you still want to merge into their system. F their system. You guys are weak. Weak. That's why the Most High is going to get rid of a lot of you niggas. Hope we don't get rid of me. I strive to keep the commandments. And I want to be like King David. I hate all those that hate the Most High. And all of them hate the Most High. They got their Jesus and Catholic and Christian churches, Islamic churches, and Jewish synagogues. They got all that stuff. Those are the heathens. Genesis 10, 1 Chronicles 1. It's sickening. I'm not surprised, though. So you got regular Negro type, non-Torah people who are telling you that you're dealing with a devil. Some of you stick up for them all the time. You're just so weak. We don't need Jews. You're crazy. What? I don't know whether a year ago or whatever, some 70-year-old Negro woman, She's hanging in a park that's saying it's suicide. Nobody pickets. Pickings don't work. Nobody doesn't stop this, stop doing this, stop buying this, trying to separate themselves from the world. Now you guys are gonna do that. You're gonna say, "Oh, I got 2 tickets to the NBA. I gotta go." My video game, I left it on. I got to get back home and turn it on. You guys is down for the program, just like the lower middle class, heathen gentles, middle class, the rich. I didn't say the elite, and the rich. They're all down for the program, and you are the roasted duck. I know what duck is, so I'm just making a statement in the rotisserie. And you're like, yay, we eat. When we eat, you're the roasted quail. When we eat, when we eat, top elite number 6 demon. When we eat, yeah, I don't like them niggas, and you niggas is so crazy. So anyway, that's what I want to share with you. It's terrible, and it's true. I didn't. That wasn't the first time in Texas. It tells you you stop around these areas, you can get lynched. This is 2022. Hope you enjoyed this unexpected video. This is New Year Shemizra. Keep on the island too until next time.